Look, I'm not here to give you a pep talk or sugarcoat the truth. Life doesn't wait, opportunities don't pause, and your dreams don't chase themselves. Every second you sit, every moment you hesitate, someone else is out there taking action while you're making excuses. Today, I'm here to remind you that nothing changes until you decide. It's time to stop talking, stop overthinking, and get up and get it done. Because the world doesn't hand out victories to the indecisive. It rewards the bold, the relentless, and the ones who refuse to quit. So if you're ready to move, to conquer, to stop waiting for permission, then listen closely, because your life is about to demand action. The moment your alarm goes off, your life is at a crossroads. You can hit snooze, curl back under the covers, and tell yourself tomorrow will be better. Or you can rise, take control, and claim the day before it claims you. Success doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It doesn't care about your comfort, and it certainly doesn't pause for your hesitation. Every morning is a test, a question you answer with your actions. Will you step forward, even when your body wants to stay still? Will you choose discipline over ease, action over delay? Or will you let the hours slip away and wonder later why nothing changed? Getting up isn't just about being awake, it's about showing up for yourself. When you take control of your morning, you set the tone for everything else that follows. The first steps you take aren't just physical, they are mental declarations. You're telling yourself that you matter, your goals matter, and the time you have is worth more than comfort or procrastination. One small victory in the morning, making your bed, moving your body, planning your priorities, carries a weight far greater than you realize. It compounds. It grows. By the time others are stumbling through their day, you've already created momentum that propels you forward while they're still catching up. Discipline isn't glamorous. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is a choice you make every single day, whether you feel like it or not. It's a quiet promise to yourself that you will do what needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's inconvenient. The morning is your arena to practice that commitment. Don't wait for the perfect playlist, the perfect coffee, or the perfect mood. Start, move, act. The energy you create by rising with purpose will carry through every decision, every task, every challenge you face. Every day you choose action over inaction, you reinforce the truth that you are the one steering your life. Opportunities respond to those who are ready, and readiness begins long before the world notices. When you own your morning, you own your choices, and when you own your choices, you own your results. There is no magic trick, no secret formula, no substitute for the simple act of starting. The courage to rise, to push past comfort, to claim your time. This is what separates those who wonder, what if, from those who can proudly say, I did. So don't wait for someone else to tell you it's time. Don't wait for a moment when you feel ready, because that moment rarely comes. The alarm has sounded. The day is waiting. You have the power to make it yours. Stand up, move, breathe, and take it. Each morning you win is another day you step closer to the life you've been chasing. Stop sleeping on your potential. The day belongs to the ones who rise, and the life belongs to the ones who refuse to wait. Own your morning, own your day, and start winning one decisive action at a time. Excuses are easy, they're comfortable. They let you hide from responsibility and convince yourself that waiting is a strategy. But here's the truth. Excuses don't change your life, action does. Every time you hesitate, every time you rationalize why today isn't the right moment, you give your dreams another day to drift further away. The world doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards those who move. Even small steps, taken consistently, always beat the illusion of readiness. Action doesn't need perfect timing. It only needs courage. The courage to start, the courage to keep going when everything inside you wants to pause. Think about it. The moment you decide to act, even imperfectly, you create momentum. A single step forward dismantles fear more effectively than hours of planning ever could. Excuses might whisper that you need more time, more resources, more clarity, but action proves them wrong. It proves that you are willing to face discomfort, to embrace uncertainty, to do what most people won't. And that willingness, simple, bold, unstoppable, becomes your edge. Those who succeed are rarely the most talented or the most prepared. They are the ones who acted while others were still debating, doubting, or delaying. Action isn't just about movement, it's a statement of intention. Every task you start, every risk you take, tells your mind and the world that you are serious. It says, I refuse to let fear dictate my future. I refuse to let excuses win. The power of action lies in its simplicity. You don't have to conquer everything at once. You don't have to have the perfect plan or the perfect conditions. You just have to start. And once you do, the path begins to reveal itself. Momentum builds, confidence grows, doors open, opportunities appear. The key is showing up, no matter how small the first step seems, because progress favors the active, not the hesitant. Excuses are the easy choice, but they come with a price. Every "I'll do it tomorrow" is a day lost, a chance wasted, a potential unclaimed. Action, on the other hand, compounds. One decision to move today leads to another tomorrow and another the next day. It's in this consistent pattern of doing, pushing, showing up, that ordinary people transform into extraordinary ones. Nothing significant has ever been achieved by waiting for permission, waiting for the right moment, or waiting until conditions feel perfect. Action demands now, and the results, however gradual, are inevitable for those who refuse to stall. So stop rationalizing. Stop justifying why it can't happen. Stand up and move. Take the first step, no matter how uncertain it feels. Every second you spend debating is a second your dreams aren't moving closer to reality. Excuses are loud, but action is louder. Action is the proof that you are willing to do what others won't, to fight when others fold, and to persist when others quit. Your future is built in moments like this, moments where you act, not where you delay. Remember, movement always outruns hesitation. Every time you act, no matter how small, you remind yourself that you are in control, that you are unstoppable, and that nothing can replace the power of simply getting it done. Fear is not your enemy. It's a messenger, a signal telling you that you are on the edge of something important, something that will stretch you beyond the familiar. The moment your heart races, your stomach tightens, or doubt creeps in, that's not a warning to retreat. It's a sign that growth is knocking, that opportunity is waiting, and that courage is required. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every moment worth remembering has been preceded by fear. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of fear. It's the choice to move forward despite it. When you feel fear, it's tempting to pause, to rationalize, to convince yourself that playing it safe is smarter. But safety is an illusion, and comfort is the cage that keeps your potential locked away. Fear points toward the exact place you need to go, the challenge you need to face, and the risk you need to take to become more than you are today. Every time you step into fear, you expand your boundaries, rewrite your story, and prove to yourself that you are stronger than any thought or feeling that tries to hold you back. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is action in the presence of it. It's standing up when your knees shake, speaking out when your voice trembles, moving forward when your mind is screaming to stop. The moment you allow fear to dictate your choices is the moment you hand over control of your life. But when you use fear as a guide instead of a barrier, it transforms from a roadblock into a compass, pointing you toward growth, mastery, and achievement. Every time you face it, you weaken its power, and the next challenge, no matter how intimidating, becomes slightly easier. Fear also reveals your priorities. It shows you what matters, what you truly want, and where your life is calling you to act. Ignoring fear doesn't make it go away. It only postpones the inevitable moment you will have to confront it. The ones who accomplish extraordinary things are the ones who listen to fear, respect it, and then refuse to let it stop them. They lean in, take calculated risks, and step into the discomfort because they understand that on the other side of fear lies growth, success, and the life they've been chasing. So, the next time your mind fills with doubt, the next time your body reacts with tension, remember that fear is a signal, not a stop sign. It is the universe telling you that something important is happening, that your comfort zone is expanding, and that your courage is being called upon. Stand tall, take a deep breath, and move forward anyway. Every step you take in the face of fear builds confidence, resilience, and momentum. The path that scares you the most is often the path that leads to your greatest victories, and the life you want is waiting just beyond the edge of fear. Motivation is a spark, bright but fleeting. It shows up when everything feels exciting, when the world seems to align perfectly, when energy is high and obstacles feel small. But life rarely waits for motivation to show up. The truth is, motivation alone will not carry you across the finish line. It fades, it wavers, and it disappears exactly when you need it most. That's why discipline matters. Discipline is not glamorous, it's not flashy, but it is unstoppable. It is the engine that keeps you moving when excitement has left the room, when fatigue sets in, and when every part of you wants to quit. Discipline is a decision you make every single day. It's waking up even when you don't feel like it, showing up even when the task feels impossible, and doing what needs to be done without waiting for inspiration. The world is full of people who wait for the right mood, the right feeling, or the right circumstance. They wait, and while they do, life passes them by. Discipline doesn't wait. It acts. It forces progress, even when circumstances are imperfect. The small, consistent actions that discipline demands compound over time, creating results that motivation alone could never achieve. The difference between someone who dreams and someone who achieves is often this simple. The dreamer waits for motivation. The achiever relies on discipline. Discipline is about controlling yourself when no one is watching, about keeping your promises to yourself, about honoring your goals with consistency rather than convenience. It's about doing the hard work day after day, even when you're tired, even when you doubt yourself, even when the rewards are invisible. Motivation may light the fire, but discipline keeps it burning. It turns potential energy into actual results, turning ideas into accomplishments, intentions into victories. Discipline also teaches resilience. It trains your mind and body to endure discomfort, to persist through obstacles, and to move forward even when the path is uncertain. Motivation only lasts when things are easy, but discipline lasts through difficulty. It builds character, sharpens focus, and gives you the confidence that you can rely on yourself no matter what comes. Every time you choose discipline over convenience, you reinforce a powerful truth. You are in control, and nothing external can derail your progress unless you allow it. So stop waiting to feel motivated. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Success is not reserved for those who feel inspired. It belongs to those who show up every day, rain or shine, tired or energized, motivated or not. Discipline is what separates action from hesitation, effort from excuses, winners from those who only dream. It is the quiet force that turns commitment into results, the invisible habit that shapes greatness. Remember this: motivation may bring you to the starting line, but discipline carries you across the finish line. And it does so consistently, relentlessly, and without fail. Mastery doesn't come from shortcuts, luck, or waiting for the right moment. It comes from the grind, the long hours, the repeated effort, the moments when no one is watching, and the work feels invisible. Most people shy away from it because it's uncomfortable. They want recognition without effort, results without repetition, success without sacrifice. But the truth is, greatness is born in the silence of persistent work, in the dedication to doing what others refuse to do. The grind is not a punishment, it is the path, and the hustle, when embraced, becomes your advantage, your shield, and your launch pad. Loving the hustle doesn't mean chasing every opportunity blindly. It means committing to the work that moves you forward, even when it's hard, tedious, or exhausting. It's showing up before you feel ready, staying late when others leave, and giving more than is asked because you know the work you put in now compounds into something greater tomorrow. Every repetition, every extra hour, every moment you push through fatigue is building momentum that no one else can replicate. While the world sleeps, while others wait for permission or validation, you are sharpening your skills, strengthening your resolve, and silently setting yourself apart. The grind tests you, but it also teaches you. It teaches patience, resilience, and humility. It reminds you that meaningful progress is rarely instant, that every expert was once a beginner grinding in obscurity, and that the quiet consistency of effort is more powerful than the loud promise of talent alone. Hustle is not about being busy, it's about being relentless. It's about moving with purpose, intention, and urgency every day, knowing that the cumulative weight of your work will eventually break through barriers that once seemed insurmountable. Embracing the grind also shifts your mindset. You stop seeking comfort and start craving progress. You measure yourself not by comparison to others, but by the dedication you bring to your own path. The love of the hustle isn't external, it's internal. It comes from a hunger for growth, a refusal to settle, and a belief that effort, repeated consistently, is unstoppable. Challenges, setbacks, and fatigue no longer feel like obstacles. They become tests, opportunities to prove that your commitment is stronger than circumstances. So, stop wishing for an easier path and start loving the work it takes to get where you want to go. Fall in love with the process, not just the outcome. Celebrate the small victories that come from consistency, the mastery that comes from repetition, and the confidence that grows from knowing you are outworking, outlasting, and out-hustling the competition. The grind is not a burden. It's a privilege to shape your life with your own hands, to build a future that reflects your effort, and to achieve results that no one else can claim. Mastery, power, and success are waiting, but only for those willing to embrace the grind and love the hustle with relentless, unwavering determination. Too often, we wait to feel ready before we act, believing that our minds must be convinced first. But the truth is, the mind follows the body. Motion creates clarity. Movement creates momentum. Action sparks thought, not the other way around. When you stand up, when you step forward, when you physically engage with your goals, you trigger a cascade of energy that your mind cannot ignore. The simple act of doing something, anything, breaks the inertia that keeps most people stuck in hesitation, doubt, and fear. Your body is a tool, a weapon, and a spark. Use it to ignite your mind and push past the barriers you've been telling yourself are immovable. Every time you move, even in small ways, you remind yourself that you are capable. A single step forward, a quick burst of effort, or a deliberate action sets a chain reaction into motion. Suddenly, what seemed impossible begins to feel attainable. Mental fog lifts, confidence grows, focus sharpens. The mind loves momentum and the body creates it. Waiting for the perfect thought, the perfect feeling, or the perfect plan is a trap. Waiting is a delay tactic disguised as preparation. Stand, move, act. Let your body lead, and the mental clarity will follow naturally, effortlessly, and powerfully. Action also rewires your mindset. When you refuse to stay still, your mind stops overthinking and starts executing. It stops spinning in doubt and begins strategizing. Every challenge, every obstacle, every uncertainty becomes something you can physically engage with, something you can move through, instead of a looming weight that paralyzes you. This principle works in every area of life, from your career to your health to your relationships. The moment you take control physically, your mental state shifts from passive to active, from reactive to proactive, from stuck to unstoppable. The people who accomplish the extraordinary understand this intuitively. They do not wait to feel ready before acting. They get up, they train, they move, they engage with their environment, and through that movement, they think sharper, act faster, and make decisions with precision. Their bodies set the pace, and their minds follow. Energy leads focus. Motion leads mastery. If you're waiting to feel motivated before starting, you're already behind. Move first, and the mind will catch up. The first step is often the hardest, but it is also the most powerful, because it proves to yourself that you are in command, that hesitation will not define you, and that your goals are within reach if you act relentlessly. So, stop waiting for mental clarity to strike like lightning. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect mindset. Your body is your engine, your spark, and your trigger. Stand, walk, run, lift, push, or act in any way that engages you. Each movement signals to your mind that it is time to focus, time to execute, time to dominate. When the body leads, the mind follows. Momentum builds, confidence rises, fear diminishes. And suddenly, what seemed impossible no longer is. Action begets action, motion begets clarity, and the life you've been waiting for starts moving toward you the moment you rise and move first. It's easy to overlook the small victories, the tiny actions that seem insignificant in the moment. Sending that email, making that phone call, finishing that single task, or holding yourself accountable for just one more hour. All of it feels minor until you realize it's the building block of something far greater. Success is rarely the result of a single heroic act. It is the product of small, deliberate steps, repeated consistently over time. Each small win compounds, stacking on top of the last, until suddenly, what once seemed impossible is inevitable. Most people wait for a breakthrough, expecting results to appear instantly, and when they don't, they quit. They underestimate the quiet power of momentum, the invisible force that grows when small victories accumulate. Each completed task is a vote of confidence in yourself. It is proof that you are capable, that you follow through, and that you refuse to let hesitation dictate your results. The accumulation of these wins creates momentum so strong that obstacles that once seemed insurmountable begin to fall away. Progress doesn't have to be dramatic. It only needs to be consistent. Small wins also build confidence in a way that no amount of planning or dreaming can. Every time you follow through, you reinforce the truth that your actions matter, that effort produces results, and that you are in control of your own trajectory. Confidence is not a feeling, it's a habit built through repeated proof of competence. And competence is not built overnight. It's built one small victory at a time. Each small action signals to your mind and body that you are moving forward, that you are winning, and that you are capable of achieving even more. This principle applies to every area of life: health, career, relationships, personal growth. Success is the sum of countless small choices made consistently. Skipping the gym one day doesn't matter, but showing up again tomorrow compounds your progress. Completing a single work task may seem trivial, but it sets the stage for bigger projects and bigger wins. Saying the right words in a conversation may feel minor, but it strengthens your relationships and opens doors. When you focus on small, manageable steps, the path to big achievements becomes clear and attainable. The power of compounding is invisible at first, which is why so many people give up too soon. But if you are patient, persistent, and deliberate, you will see how the small wins begin to accelerate. Each victory fuels the next, creating a rhythm of action and achievement that builds unstoppable momentum. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect opportunity to make a difference. Start with what you can do today, no matter how small it seems. Each completed task, each tiny success, is a brick in the foundation of your ultimate victory. Over time, the accumulation of small wins transforms your life, and what once seemed distant, daunting, or impossible becomes your reality. Accountability is one of the most underestimated forces in life. It's easy to set goals, to dream, to plan, but without accountability, those intentions often remain just that: intentions. When you commit publicly, when you declare your goals to someone else, or even when you make a promise to yourself and refuse to break it, something shifts. Excuses shrink, hesitation fades, and the energy you pour into action multiplies. Accountability turns vague ambitions into concrete results because it forces you to answer for your choices, your effort, and your progress. When you are accountable, you no longer have the luxury of hiding behind comfort or convenience. You can't ignore tasks, skip deadlines, or tell yourself tomorrow. The weight of responsibility is real, but it's also empowering. It pushes you beyond your excuses and forces you to rise to the challenge. Every time you report progress, every time you check in with yourself or someone else, you reinforce the habit of follow-through. You begin to understand that words without action are meaningless, and that results are built on consistency, commitment, and a refusal to let yourself down. Accountability also changes your relationship with discipline. It turns internal struggle into external evidence of your capabilities. When someone is watching, when someone is expecting you to perform, You find reserves of energy, focus, and determination you didn't realize existed. That pressure, far from being a burden, becomes a tool. It sharpens your decision-making, it forces clarity in your priorities, and it accelerates the pace at which you achieve your goals. Accountability is not about fear or judgment. It is about harnessing responsibility to create results you might not have reached alone. The power of accountability extends beyond action. It builds integrity. When you hold yourself accountable, you are building trust in yourself. You are showing that your word has value, that your commitments mean something, and that you can be relied upon in all areas of life. People who achieve extraordinary things understand this instinctively. They surround themselves with accountability, mentors, peers, public commitments, personal trackers, because they know that their success depends not only on talent, effort, or ambition, but on their willingness to be answerable for their choices. You don't need a crowd to make accountability work. Sometimes, the most powerful form is private. A journal, a calendar, a checklist, or a daily review of what you said you would do versus what you actually did. Every completed task, every promise kept, strengthens your confidence and your momentum. Every failure faced honestly, every mistake acknowledged, becomes a lesson that pushes you further instead of holding you back. The more consistently you embrace accountability, the faster you grow, the sharper your focus, and the greater your results. So, stop waiting for someone to hold you responsible. Take it upon yourself to track, measure, and declare your progress. Make your commitments real. Show up, follow through, and let your actions speak louder than your intentions. The power of accountability is not in punishment. It is in empowerment. It transforms hesitation into motion, excuses into execution, and potential into achievement. When you are accountable, you are unstoppable, because your progress is no longer negotiable and your results are inevitable. Adversity is not a punishment. It is the proving ground for your character, your determination, and your willpower. Life will throw obstacles in your path, and they will often arrive unannounced, testing every ounce of patience and strength you have. Most people see adversity as a stop sign, a reason to quit, or proof that the world is against them. But those who succeed, those who achieve, know a different truth. Challenges are not barriers. They are opportunities. They are the moments where you discover what you are truly capable of, where your resilience is forged, and where your resolve is tested in the fire of reality. When difficulty strikes, it's natural to feel frustrated, defeated, or overwhelmed. Your mind wants to rationalize, to find excuses, or to retreat to comfort, but adversity responds to action, not complaint. Every challenge you face is a chance to show up, to persevere, and to prove that you will not be defined by circumstances. Strength is not revealed when life is easy. It is revealed when everything seems stacked against you. The harder the trial, the more powerful the lesson, and the more profound the growth. Every obstacle is an invitation to rise, to dig deeper, and to push harder than you thought possible. Adversity also separates those who talk from those who act. It exposes who is truly committed to their goals, who will fight when every instinct says stop, and who will persist even when the outcome is uncertain. Life will test your dedication, your courage, and your focus repeatedly, because every test is a building block for future success. The victories you achieve in easy times are temporary, but the ones you earn through struggle, through relentless effort in the face of challenge, are permanent. They shape your identity and teach you that nothing external can determine your worth or your results. The lessons of adversity are quiet but profound. Each setback teaches patience. Each failure teaches adaptability. Each obstacle teaches resourcefulness. And the accumulation of these lessons transforms you into someone who can face anything without surrendering. Strength, resilience, and determination are not given. They are earned in the daily battles, in the moments when the world pushes back, and in the refusal to stop moving forward. Adversity is not an interruption of progress. It is the very instrument by which your potential is realized and your limits expanded. So, when you encounter difficulty, do not shrink from it. Do not view it as an unfair burden or a reason to give up. Step into it, lean into it, and use it as a mirror to measure your courage, commitment, and resolve. The challenges you overcome today prepare you for the victories of tomorrow. They teach you that your strength is not defined by comfort, that your perseverance matters more than circumstance, and that every obstacle is temporary compared to the power of your determination. Adversity is not here to stop you. It is here to prove that you are unstoppable, and every challenge you face is another step toward the life you are capable of creating. Perfection is a lie, a trap that keeps most people stuck in place. We convince ourselves that we need the perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect conditions before we act. But the truth is, perfect never comes. Waiting for it is just another form of procrastination, another way to avoid the discomfort of starting. The moment you wait for perfection, life passes by. Every second you delay is a second your goals drift further away. The only way to gain control, the only way to create momentum is to start now, exactly where you are, with exactly what you have. Action doesn't require perfect conditions. It requires courage, commitment, and a willingness to move despite uncertainty. Starting imperfectly is better than waiting indefinitely. Each step you take builds clarity, teaches lessons, and creates momentum that no amount of planning can provide. When you begin, the path starts to reveal itself. Obstacles become manageable, solutions appear, and opportunities emerge that you couldn't see from a place of hesitation. Waiting for perfection only keeps you frozen, while those who start now are already shaping the life they want. The idea of perfect is seductive because it feels safe. It gives you an excuse to delay, to doubt, to rationalize why today isn't the right day. But safety is the enemy of progress. Waiting for the ideal conditions means surrendering control of your life to chance. The people who achieve greatness don't wait for perfect. They create it through action. They begin, they adapt, they learn, and they improve along the way. Momentum doesn't come from preparation alone. It comes from showing up, taking risks, and refusing to let the fear of imperfection hold you back. Every moment you delay is a lost opportunity to grow, to learn, and to gain the edge that moves you closer to your goals. Start before you feel ready. Start with what you have. Start even if it's messy, uncomfortable, or uncertain. Each action, no matter how small or imperfect, compounds into results. Each effort pushes you forward, and each step you take teaches you more than hours of waiting ever could. The path to success is paved with imperfect beginnings, repeated effort, and the refusal to let fear dictate your choices. So stop waiting for the stars to align. Stop waiting for conditions to feel right. Stop waiting for permission from anyone, including yourself. The moment to take control of your life is now. Your dreams, your goals, and your potential are not going to wait while you chase perfection. Start today, start imperfectly, and trust that progress, learning, and momentum will carry you forward. Action breeds clarity, courage, and confidence, while waiting only breeds regret. The life you want is created in the doing, not in the waiting. Every second you act now is a victory over hesitation, a declaration that your time is valuable, and a step toward the extraordinary life you are capable of building.